Welcome to learning activity 3. In this learning activity, you will learn about the union between two sets. The notation is capital U, and the intersection between two sets. The notation is inverted U. So let's recap on example 1. In example 1, we have the following sets, whereby the universal set is a set that contains all integers between 1 and 10 inclusive. So A is a set that contains all the even integers. So B is a set that contains all the odd integers. C is a set that contains integers which are negative. And D is a set that contains all integers that are less than 5. So one point to take note is that for sets A, B, C, and D, the elements has to be found within the universal sets. The union between two sets A and B, which is denoted by A union B, is the set of all elements that belong to A or B or both. So the keyword for union is the words that are highlighted in bold and in red color fonts. That is the word or. In set builder notation, we write it as A union B is a set. So remember the braces here. Okay, is a set that contains element X such that X is an element of A or B. So please take note of the keyword or in the case of union. So let us draw reference to our first example. Okay, the universal set is a set that contains the elements from 1 to 10 inclusive. So this is what we have after we do the listing. Then A is a set that contains these elements which are even. Then B is a set that contains all the odd integers. Then C is a set that contains all negative integers. So if you notice C carefully, you'll find that there's no integer that falls within 1 to 10 and at the same time which is negative. So therefore we use this grid symbol called phi to denote empty sets. Another word for empty set is called null set. So C is in fact a null set. So you can use this phi symbol or open and close braces to denote empty sets. Okay, so D is a set that contains the elements 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since union of two sets A and B, which is denoted by A union B, is the set of all elements that belong to A or B or both, if we were to write out all the elements for A union B, this is what we have if we were to consolidate all the elements found in A and B. So in short, when it comes to union, you are going to consolidate all the elements that you can find in both sets. So let's look at this first example. If I ask you, list the elements for A union D, what is your answer? Alright, so we are going to approach this in this manner. First of all, let's list out the elements in set A. So set A contains all the even integers. Set D contains this integer 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right now for A union D, we are going to consolidate all the elements found in A and D. Alright, so set A union D is still a set. Look at the braces used. Okay, the braces are the curly brackets, same spelling as your the braces for your teeth. So key points to take note is that you do not repeat the elements that are found in both sets. So in this case, you'll notice that 2 appear in both set A and set D. So please do not write 2 twice in A union D. Alright, so just need to write one time. Okay, as for the elements, please write in ascending order. Okay, so that is easily viewed. So let's look at a second example. If I ask you, list the elements for B union C. Alright, so we shall look at the approach. First thing is, list out the elements for set B. Next, list out the elements for set C. So as mentioned earlier on, there is no element in set C. So therefore, C is an empty set, okay, which is denoted by open and close braces, okay, with no element in between. Okay, of course, another way of writing C is you can write it this way. Alright. Okay, but please do not write C in this manner. Okay, that is a terrible mistake. Okay, either this way or this way. Alright. So therefore, B union C, we consolidate all the elements here. We'll find that it contains elements 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So key points to take note is that we do not write the null set in the union of B and C, even though C is the null set. And likewise, write the elements in ascending order. Okay, so now is your turn to try out this example 3. Alright, so list the elements for B union D. What will be your answer? So please pause the video for 30 seconds as you work out this question. Okay, I noticed that some of you did not pause the video, so please exercise your integrity, pause the video and try out the question now. Welcome back. So let us check the answers for B union D. Alright, so same thing, list out set B and set D separately. Alright, so this is what you get, okay, for set B and set D. So for B union D, we will consolidate all the elements that can be found in set B and set D. So you notice that 1 appears in both set B and set D. So please do not write 1 twice in B union D. Alright, and also remember to write the elements in ascending order. So if I were to ask you this question, okay, find the number of elements for B union D. What will be your answer? Yes, correct. Okay, the number of elements for B union D will be 7. Okay, because they are altogether 7 elements found in B union D. So I hope you are very sure on how to work out this. Okay, so let's look at one more example. Okay, so it is given that the universal set is a set that contains an integer from 1 to 12 inclusive. So A is a set that contains the prime numbers, and B is a set that contains x, such that x is defined by these equations. Right, 2x minus 1 equals to 11. So you're asked to list the elements for A union B. So what is your approach? Okay, yes, step 1. Okay, you are going to list out the elements for A and set B separately. So set A contains the elements 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Set B only contains one element, which is 6. So how do we know that set B contains 6? We are going to solve this equation now. Okay, so 2x minus 1 equals to 11. So you solve it, x is equal to 6. Alright, so therefore set B contains the element 6. So next, we are going to list the elements for A union B. You'll find that A union B, okay, if you consolidate all the elements that can be found in A and B, alright, A union B will be a set that contains the elements 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 11. So if I were to ask you, how many elements are there for A union B? What is your answer? Yes, okay, correct. The answer is 6. So let's look at one more example. It is given that the universal set contains these elements A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. So A is a set that contains the elements A, C, D, E, F, and G, and B is a set that contains the elements B, C, G, H, I, and F. So you're asked to list the elements A union B and find the value of the number of elements for A union B. So please pause the video for 30 seconds as you work out the questions. Okay, yes, I can see more people working very hard now on this question, but some people are still not pausing the video. Anyway, let's check the answers now. Okay, for A union B, you are going to consolidate all the elements found in A and B, and this is your answer. So please check your answers carefully. Make sure you list out all the elements that are stated here. and the number of elements found in A union B will be 10. Alright, so anyone got everything correct? If yes, congratulations. Okay, that means you understand the meaning of unions. So next, let's look at the next section, which is the intersection between two sets. The intersection between two sets A and B, which is denoted by A intersects B, is the set of all elements that belong to A and B. So for intersection, look at the keyword which is and here. So we shall see later what is the difference between intersection and union. Okay, so for intersection in set builder notation, we write it as A intersects B is equal to a set. Look at the braces used here. It's still a set that contains element X. Okay, this column is such that X is an element of A and X is an element of B. So drawing reference to the same example, okay, alright, so this is what we have. So if I ask you, okay, what list the elements, okay, for A intersect D, what are you going to do? Alright, for intersection, we are going to find out the set of elements that belong to both A and D. So you'll notice that for A intersect D, elements 2 and 4 are common to both sets A and D. Alright, so in other words, when it comes to intersection, you are going to look out for the elements that are found in both sets, right, A and D. So recall earlier on for union, you consolidate all the elements found in the two sets. As for intersection, you are going to look out for the common elements found in the two sets. Okay, so this union intersection, you must make clear distinction, okay, between the two. So let us use our knowledge to try out the first questions. Okay, list the elements for A intersect B. Alright, so same thing, list out set A and set B separately. So this is what we have. Alright, then for A intersect B, you'll notice that there's no common elements found in set A and set B. Alright, and therefore you have an empty set. And this is definitely true because an integer is either odd or even. There is no integer that is either odd or even. So hence, alright, common sense will tell us that A intersect B is an empty set. Alright, so definitely there's no element that satisfy both even and odd criteria. Okay, so key points to take note. Okay, there's no common element in set A and set B. And as mentioned earlier on, we use open and close braces to define null sets, okay, also known as the empty sets. Okay, so both terms are used synonymously. Right, they are used interchangeably. Okay, for question 2, list the elements for B intersect the universal sets. Likewise, okay, list all the elements found in set B, okay, which contains all the odd integers. Then the universal set contains the integers from 1 to 10 inclusive. And therefore, for B intersect the universal sets, look out for the common elements. Okay, so you notice that 1 is common to B and universal sets. The next common element is 3. Then 5 is also common. 5 and 9 also appears in both sets. Okay, so therefore, B intersect universal sets is a set, okay, remember the braces, that contains these 5 elements. So if I were to ask you, how many elements are there for B intersect the universal sets? Your answer, of course, will be yes, correct, 5. Okay, so key points to take note is that, okay, in this case, the intersection between set B and the universal sets is the entire set B. So if you see carefully, you'll find that B intersect universal sets is actually the entire set B. Alright, next, okay, you have 30 seconds to try out this question. List the elements for B intersect D. So pause the video for 30 seconds and try out this question. Yes, I can see that more people are trying out this question now. Okay, compared with the first example, there's a much improvement. Okay, let's check the answers for B intersect D. Okay, same thing. List out the elements that can be found in set B and set D separately. Okay, so set B contain these elements 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So set D contain the elements 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for the common elements in both set B and set D, you'll find that there are only elements 1 and 3. So set B intersect set D is a set that contains the elements 1 and 3. So if I were to ask you, what is the number of elements for B intersect D? Your answer will be, 2. Alright, because there are 2 common elements. Okay, so key points to take note. You'll find that 1 and 3 are the common elements between set B and set D. And same thing, write the elements in ascending order. So more examples. Okay, it is given that the universal set is a set that contains integer from 1 to 11 inclusive. So A is a set that contains even number, and of course it must be integer. And B is a set that contains x, such that x is a multiple of 4. Then you're asked to find out, okay, what is A intersect B? So what is your approach? Correct. Okay, step 1, you are going to find the elements in set A and set B. Alright, so for set A, you list out all the even numbers, okay, which are integers and found within the universal sets. Okay, so A contains 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, then B, you are going to list out the multiples of 4. They are once again found in these universal sets. Right, so B contains these elements. Okay, 4 and 8. Alright, so next, look out for the common elements found in A and B. You'll notice that 4 and 8 are common to both elements, both sets A and B. So therefore, A intersect B is a set, okay, remember the braces, that contains the element 4 and 8. So if I were to ask you, what is the number of elements for A intersect B? Your answer, of course, will be 2. Right? Okay, so right now is your turn to work out this question. The universal set is the set of English alphabets. So A is the set of alphabets from the word Superman. B is the set of alphabets from the word Ultraman. And find the value of the number of sets, the number of elements, okay, for A intersect B. So please pause the video for another 30 seconds as you work out the answer. Welcome back. So let's check the answer now. Okay, for set A, okay, list out all the letters that can be found in the word Superman. Set B, list out all the letters that you can find in the word Ultraman. So remember to not repeat the same elements, okay, if you find it appearing twice. So in this case, you notice that for set B, it contains 2A, but when you do the listing, make sure you just list out once here, can you see? Alright, so for A intersect B, look up for the common elements found in set A and set B. You'll find that A intersect B is a set that contains the elements U, R, M, and N. So therefore, the number of elements for A intersect B is 4. So whenever you're asked to list out the number of elements, you will list out the elements in the sets first before you work out or before you count the number of elements, okay, for A intersect B. Okay, that is always the technique where you're asked to find the number of elements. So what you're supposed to know by now? At this juncture, you should know the following relationships between two sets. The union between two sets, whereby you consolidate all the elements that you can find in the two sets. And secondly, you must also know the intersection between two sets. Okay, that is to find out what are the common elements found in the two sets. So with that, I'll finish my section. So have a great day, see you, and bye bye.